All right, how many of you know this guy here? Okay, you can't really read the last paragraph, it's cut off, so I'm just going to read that last paragraph. Basically, he just talks about how on election eve, it's as if the nation is enduring some kind of curse. Well, I can't help but think it was Noah's was the weekend, the Torah portion, okay, when judgment fell upon the earth. But at the very bottom, it says, this is what Schieffer said on CBS Evening News this last Monday. What should we expect next? That it will rain frogs? He says, oh man, that's what he says. He says, I wouldn't bet against it. It might be raining frogs. Who knows? But I can't help, when I think of raining frogs, I can't help but think of the plagues in Egypt, right? And here he's talking about it raining. I can't help but think of the Torah portion, Noah, right? And here we just got done having the Torah portion, Noah. Now here's something I want to bring out that may seem confusing, but I hope to clear up the mess. First off, I want you to know that what's coming is the 58th presidential inauguration. It's the 58th. Some people say, well, wait a minute. I thought this was the 45th presidency. Well, FDR had 3 inaugurations for the one guy. You following me? So this is the 58th inauguration. Now, they say it's supposed to be the 45th president. Is that right? That's wrong. Believe it or not. Actually, it's the 45th presidency. And I'm going to explain. But first, let's go back to the 58th presidential inauguration is what came out. And guess what? The Hebrew, how do you say 58th in Hebrew? What letter is 50? 50 is noon. And 8th is chet. It's Noach. So here, the Torah portion is Noach. They've announced the 58th inauguration coming up, which in Hebrew, the 58th is Noach. And that's the Torah portion this weekend. Now, as I said, it's really the 45th presidency. It's not the 45th president. Believe it or not, Donald Trump will be the 44th president. He will be the 44th person to be president. And everyone says, well, all the pundits are saying the 45th, aren't they? It's the 45th presidency, but he's not the 44th president. He's not the 45th president. He's the 44th president. Now, FDR, okay, they count as one presidency because he served 3 terms in a row, okay? But here's the problem, all right? Grover Cleveland on top was from 1885 to 1889, and then someone else had the presidency, Benjamin Harrison, and then Grover Cleveland won again, and they count that as 2 different presidencies, even though it's the same person, because there was someone in between.
That's funny.
Are you following me now? So it's the 45th presidency, but he's the 44th president because they're counting Grover Cleveland twice because his terms weren't connected. Okay, so when they say he's the 44th president, or the 45th president, you can say that you know better than those guys. All right? Which wouldn't be hard to do. But now, anyway, so this last week, we have the 44th person to be president, and guess what the Hebrew letters are for the number 44? Okay, it means an indicator or a gauge. Mem is 40, Dalet is 4. And so I think it's interesting that this 44th presidency is going to be an indicator or a gauge of what's coming. Yeah. Okay? But now here is what is absolutely incredible. How many of you know this is the year 5777, right? The way it is written in Hebrew, I have you here, the letter Hey on the far right is the number 5, okay? The next letter, the Tav, is 400. The Shin is 300. And what's 400 plus 300? Okay. And then the Ayin is 70. So you have 770 in the brackets. The purpose of the brackets is to let you know it's not a word total, it's a date. And then the Zayin is the last number 7. So in other words, the Hey is the 5. Then you have 770 in the middle. Okay, 400, 370, and then you have the 7. So that's how 5777 is written. Now, all of you know that every letter is also a word. Do you know right here in between those brackets, the number 770 is actually a word. Does anybody know what word that is? That's right in the middle of those brackets.
I think you'll tell us.
Okay? If you don't know, it's on our countdown clock. Typically we go 10, 9, 8. It's the number 9. So in the brackets of the year 5777 is the word for the number 9. What do we know about the number 9? If you go to Bullinger's book, you look up the number 9, here's what you find. It is the last of the single digits and therefore marks the end. In the significance of the conclusion of a matter, it's akin also to the number 6, 6 being the sum of its factors. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 plus 3 is 6, and is therefore significant as the end of man. The summation of all of man's works. 9 is therefore the number for finality or judgment. Could this be the last presidency, the last president? I don't know, but I just think this is just what's fascinating. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying anything that's going to happen. I'm just saying that these are the things that I find interesting. Okay. Now, also, we have this rare supermoon. I don't know if it'll help here in Washington with all the clouds, but it's the largest appearing moon since Israel became a nation in 1948. And they say it takes place Sunday night. I thought it was Monday night, but it is Monday, but it's Sunday night, which is Monday. Okay, but anyway, Sunday night and Monday night could both be good. Around 6 in the evening, roughly, is when the moon will be rising. So if you can find a place where you can visit, that would be pretty exciting to be able to see that.